everybody, thank you very much for joining today. Today's lesson is actually we're going to go over the F chord, and the F chord is really effing hard to play. A lot of people just want to skip learning that chord. As a beginning guitar player, it's one of the chords you really do want to learn, and it's not easy, but I will show you how I learned how to play it and how I play it, and then we'll kind of go over a couple songs you can play along with it. As always, if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. Alright, so let's hop in here. So, F and F, man. Now there are a lot of different ways to play this chord. I'll go over the bar version as well, but I'll start with the open. Now, the majority of the tabs you see are it's gonna have your index finger index finger kind of barring the first two frets here, the first fret of the B and the first fret of the high E string. I do not play it that way. I was just never able to get that down as well as I like to. So here's how I play it. So index finger on that first fret of the B string, middle finger on the first fret of the high E. I've got my ring finger on the second fret of the G, and then I've got my pinky on the third of the D. And that's how it should sound. That's how it should sound when you've got it down correctly. So one of the key things here is you really have to get your fingers nice and limber, and you have to have really good posture with your fingers, right? So you want to have your fingers just sitting perfectly at this right angle here in order to hit all these strings without muting anything, right? And you will just you'd start on this D string here, so you wouldn't hit you wouldn't hit the E or the A. So what I would recommend, get your fingers into this position and hit each string individually first. And you can hear that, right? I was kind of, my pinky was just a tad too close to the fret, and you get that awful sound, right? So you want to make sure you've got some space in between the fret and your finger. It should sound just like that. So another way you can play F is if you use a bar chord. Bar chords aren't super easy either, but the more you practice them, the more you'll get used to them, and they are very, very, very useful. Alright, so the bar chord F here, so we're going to take our index finger, going to bar this whole first fret here. Then we're going to have our middle finger. Middle finger is going to be on the second fret of the G. Then we've got our pinky finger on the third fret of the D, and ring finger on the third fret of the A. And that is the F bar chord. And you're gonna ask yourself, why is this so hard to play? The further up you are on the neck, the more tension there is, so the harder you've got to hold down those strings so they ring out correctly. That's why this chord is so difficult to play. So it's not because you're weak, it's just because it's hard to play, and it just takes a lot of practice. As does everything with the guitar. Okay, so the song I was playing at the beginning here, Guyute, it's a great Phish song, and it's really good for getting the transitions down with this F chord. So once you've got the chord, once you're comfortable with it and you can just pick it up and play it, you'll notice that getting to a C, is relatively easy. So we have our F the way that I'm going over here, right? So you've got your new F shape here. If you want to get to a C, you keep your index finger where it is on the B string. You can take the rest of these fingers off, and your middle finger slides right down to that 2nd fret on the D, and then your ring goes to the 3rd fret of the A, and then you're to your C. So, Guyute, which I was playing, is a C, G, F is the intro. And the reason I like this for learning the F chord is the rhythm is really straightforward. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So it's nothing funky with it. You don't have to do a whole lot of strumming on it. It's just. So it's really, really good practice for going back and forth between those chords and starting to get that F down. You'll find that F is very, very useful. And so since we've learned, we've gone over G, C, D, E minor, A minor, and now F. You can do, F to C to G. That's very popular. So the first song that made me actually want to learn the F chord is a song called Loner by Acoustic Hookah. You may not have heard of that group or that song. They're a Ohio-based band. They're fantastic. I highly recommend checking that song out. It's one of the best songwriting songs that I think I've heard in many, many years. Still one of my absolute favorites. But I think that is it for today. That is the F and F chord. Please leave me feedback, comments below. I really appreciate you guys watching, and we will see you again soon.